UFC fighters have a history of cheating, with some of the biggest scandals involving some of the biggest names. There are 3 ways UFC fighters cheat: cheating on the scale during weigh-ins, making illegal moves during competition, and using illegal drugs. Mixed martial arts, the MMA, with its intense brutality and high stakes, has captivated audiences worldwide. However, beneath the athleticism and sportsmanship, the dark undercurrent of cheating has plagued the sport. From performance-enhancing drugs, or PEDs, to illegal maneuvers within the octagon, MMA is filled with instances of fighters seeking an unfair advantage. Silva, a notorious fighter, has been consistently involved in scandals and legal issues, leading to his loss of his UFC contract, reputation, and a chance at the light heavyweight championship title. His career declined further when he failed an OSADA test, resulting in a $33,750 fine and a year-long ban. Interestingly, Silva was not punished for using an illegal substance, but for providing a false sample to the commission. Despite his struggles, Silva deserves a spot on the list of cheaters in the UFC. On May 8, 2007, Elite XC declared that Japanese fighter Kazushi Sakuraba will be Gracie's opponent at the June 2nd Dynamite USA event in Los Angeles. Sakuraba lost to Gracie by a unanimous vote, but Royce's post-fight drug tests show that he still had nandrolone in his system. Gracie, known for his role in the early days of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, has been vacationing in Spain after defeating Kazushi Sakuraba on points. The CSAC has confirmed the positive samples and fined Gracie $2,500, the maximum penalty by the commission. After his bout at Pride 32 against Dan Henderson, this knockout artist tested positive for the illicit drug 4-hydroxytestosterone. Despite his denial that the supplement he consumed included the chemical, he was fined $10,000 and given a 9-month suspension. Pundits continue to assert that even though Belfort has only been arrested once, he has used performance-enhancing substances the entirety of his career. A number of people have brought up Belfort's altered physique since the UFC outlawed the use of testosterone replacement treatment in 2014. According to a report from Deadspin, he tested positive for testosterone during his battle against John Jones. TJ Dillashaw, once revered as a master tactician and a dominant force in the bantamweight division, suffered a significant fall from grace. Dillashaw tested positive for EPO, a PED known for boosting endurance and oxygen carrying capacity. This discovery led to the forfeiture of his title, a 2-year suspension, and an indelible stain on his reputation.
One of the accusations made at TJ was the fact that he'd taken some special supplements.
Oh yeah, the guy's on everything.
Yeah.
He's on everything.
TJ?
Yeah, I'm on everything. They test me every day, so I'm on everything.
Dillashaw's case highlights the pervasive issue of PED use in MMA and raises concerns about the authenticity of past performances in a sport where the line between natural ability and artificial enhancement can be blurred. John Jones, a tremendously talented fighter who reached the top of the UFC's light heavyweight division, has made a mark in MMA history. However, he also tarnished it with repeated transgressions. Multiple failed drug tests reveal the presence of banned substances such as cocaine, steroids, and clomiphene have blemished his otherwise outstanding record. These incidents not only stripped him of titles, but also resulted in suspensions. It also casts a shadow of doubt over his achievements, leaving fans and pundits to grapple with the question of whether his dominance was genuinely earned or artificially enhanced. Alistair Overeem, a veteran heavyweight known for his devastating striking power, has also been embroiled in doping controversies. Increased testosterone levels exceeding permissible limits resulted in his removal from a title fight and a suspension. While Overeem attributed the elevated levels to testosterone replacement therapy, TRT, the incident fueled speculation and skepticism about the legitimacy of his accomplishments, particularly given the history of TRT abuse in combat sports. Josh Barnett and Vitor Belfort, both former UFC champions, have repeatedly tested positive for banned substances throughout their careers. Barnett's history includes multiple failed tests for various PEDs, leading to suspensions and a tarnished legacy. Belfort, while initially benefiting from TRT exemptions, faced scrutiny after the therapy was banned due to concerns about its potential abuse. His subsequent failed tests raised questions about his reliance on performance enhancement and the extent to which it contributed to his success. Despite being regarded as one of the best fighters in history, Anderson Silva's career will always be marred by substance abuse allegations. It was discovered that Silva had tested positive for anabolic steroids twice, once during an out-of-competition random test conducted before the fight against Diaz, and again during a test for an illicit drug. This information was made public following Silva's unanimous decision victory over Diaz in 2015. Silva denied using any medicines to improve his performance. To his defense, that after taking Viagra, the samples used for his test were contaminated. While he made a lasting impression on the UFC, former professional wrestler turned mixed martial arts fighter Brock Lesnar won't be remembered for his final match. Lesnar was expected to return to the octagon at UFC 200 versus Mark Hunt following an almost 5-year break from the sport. Lesnar won by unanimous decision after controlling the bulk of the bout. Lesnar tested positive for clomiphene, an anti-estrogen that can increase testosterone levels and counteract the effects of steroid use, and failed 2 pre-fight drug tests. Sonnen's UFC career came to an end as a result of failing 3 drug tests, 2 at random and 1 that tested positive for 4 prohibited substances. He even had 16 times the typical quantity of testosterone in his body, according to one of those tests. Sonnen lost his job as a UFC analyst and received a 2-year ban. LaVar Johnson is a heavyweight known for his aggressive fighting style, showing little concern for his opponents or his own well-being. After losing consecutive matches to Stefan Struve and Brendan Schaub, Johnson was expected to receive some leniency. However, following a failed drug test at UFC 157, he was swiftly released from his contract. Johnson faces limited opportunities as a heavyweight fighter outside of the Zuffa organization. This is a stark contrast to his promising start in 2012. The actions of these fighters and numerous others implicated in cheating scandals have far-reaching consequences for MMA as a whole. First and foremost, they erode the integrity of the sport, casting doubt on the authenticity of results and achievements. When athletes resort to illicit means to gain an edge, it undermines the fundamental principles of fair play and sportsmanship, leaving fans disillusioned and questioning the legitimacy of the entire competition. Furthermore, cheating poses significant health risks to both the perpetrators and their opponents. PEDs can have detrimental effects on the body, ranging from cardiovascular problems to hormonal imbalances and psychological issues. The use of illegal techniques within the octagon can lead to serious injuries, jeopardizing the safety and well-being of fighters. The fight against cheating in MMA is an ongoing battle, requiring constant vigilance and stringent regulations. While progress has been made in recent years with the implementation of more rigorous drug testing protocols and stricter penalties for offenders, the problem persists. It is imperative for MMA organizations, athletes, and fans alike to uphold the principles of fair play and condemn those who seek to undermine the sport's integrity. From PED scandals to illegal maneuvers, we've explored some of the most notorious cases that have tarnished reputations and cast doubt on the integrity of MMA. It's a harsh reality, but one that needs to be acknowledged if we want to see this sport continue to thrive. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and remember, true champions fight fair.